Hello everyone, welcome back and good evening. It is a Sunday evening. I thought we could get some sort of volatility today, but we ended up not getting any, and if we did, it was just an erase of the most minuscule amount of gains that we made yesterday, so not a lot has really changed. Current price of Bitcoin 108,185, whatever. I am going to keep this as a very chill stream. So I'm going to eat some cookies. Or maybe not. Maybe this is inappropriate to do while I'm streaming. Especially since I don't have a face cam or anything, so you guys can't really see me munching. But I'll be having a bite every once in a while, so if I do pause, that is why. Yeah. It's good stuff. Okay. I'm down 4,000 on Bitcoin. I don't really care. I'm in here for the long run, the long game. And Bitcoin is the safest place where I could put my money compared to any other altcoin. Hence why I have the biggest exposition in Bitcoin. A lot of stuff is kind of down. I'm noticing Pengu is down. Not significantly. I do like this price though. I'm tempted to just drop another, what did I put here? 500? Did I put 500? Crazy. Where is... Hold on. I dropped 500 in Pengu. I'm going to have to put another 500 at some other point. We have new pivot levels. That's at least something we could have a look at with the charts. Yeah, this is going to be a really slow stream, guys. I'm really sorry, but it is what it is. It's a Sunday. We're not expecting anything to happen. Markets are not opening tomorrow. We're just going to see markets do nothing. Crypto's kind of decaying, though. At least we got that going on. Could be the worst day of this week. So, I don't know. Okay. Clear support right over here. Pengu. I'm dropping the trigger order there. Whip out a good old calculator. Why do I have caps lock on? What is the prices? Hold on. I'm going to spill this cream all over my keyboard. That would be not ideal. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Bringing food to a stream. That's what, like I was saying, I would want a webcam so you guys can at least see me pause and have a munch. I'm already spilling some crumbs on the keyboard. That's not good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to clean up later. Oh, well. I'm being a sloppy boy now. 0.026728. Divide this in 2, not 5. That's your entry. If Blow and Chunk sees this, I'm putting another $500 trigger order on our Pengu position at 0.26946. Still 3x. If this does get hit. I'm not expecting a lot of volatility. Tomorrow is going to be Labor Day. It's a day off for a lot of people. Maybe I would also take the day off. I don't know. Maybe we go to some events. What is even happening in Toronto? The CNE? I don't know if I'm really keen to go. We shall see, though. Hey, you know what? My friend did just text me. Hold on. I guess I will text my friend at home. Okay. So that's what I got for Pengu. If we do get another drop, I'll see if I determine whether one of these two levels do we even have any supports. that I could base my entry off of. Oh, I don't have history on USDC chart. This is annoying. Okay, fine. We'll ignore that for now. I mean, I have my Bitcoin orders ready. I said Bitcoin. It's funny. New pivot level generated at 105,761 and then 102,759. Odd. I'm busy for an hour here. Hold on. Texting me midstream is crazy. Okay. Let's see. Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum's looking a little better for a consideration of entries. I would see that at this level over here, 4,100 something. And then obviously at like 4,000 itself. You know what? Let's get some exposition into Ethereum. I think it's about time and we probably deserve it, although I'm probably going to regret it, so I'm not going to drop too much into it. Trying to put some orders on 417424, 415503. Divide that in 2. This is your entry. Paste. I'll drop 250, 3x leverage. We should be safe. I can't believe I'm buying Ethereum at above 4,000 here. Okay. Well, anyway. Solana. I'm out of Solana. I would have absolutely hit a stop loss regardless of where I put it. I put my stop loss at 200, so this immediately got taken out. Made 500 profit. Your new support for Solana, 187. And that's where I'll be putting an order. It's this divided by 2. That's your entry for Solana. And, oh, how much do I even put on here? It's gonna be a bit harsh to put a trigger order on Solana. Oh my. I'm gonna have a cookie and then I'll decide how much money I drop. I'm starting to run out a little bit. Not really. I have more money in the reserves, so I'm fine. $500. What could possibly go wrong? Why am I getting charged $7 in fees? Oh, it's not fees. It's the rounding of Solana. That is still annoying. The whole units thing. It'll never give you an exact, like, dollar value. If you put 500, you can only buy, like, 1 decimal point worth of Solanas at a time. And it rounds it down to the nearest number. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Solana's good for now. XRP. Okay, we are dropping with XRP now. Not necessarily new lows, but you have a clear support at 272. I am actually comfortable with getting an entry down here. Don't want to put this line. I want to put this line. Right there. Okay. Hey, if we drop there, go for it, right? How much did I put here? 500? I did. Okay. I'll do another 500 because I'm not fully trusting this whole XRP situation. 2.73. I don't have any specific. Sorry, 7.2. 6.3. Put it at 73. I don't have anything else to help average out or, you know, determine where any good entries would be. So I'll drop this here. It's likely to hit. And we're approaching oversold territory as well. Might regret this. I mean, what if I put it at the support? I could, but I think that's too much to ask for, and what if we don't drop that much anyway? I want to load up as much as I can here. Crazy for me to be saying at these high prices. I still think we're at very high prices. Chain link is fine. I'm not going to touch chain link. Whales accumulate amid macro integration. Okay, chain link, if you say so. Okay. Sui. My phone keeps uncharging even though it's plugged in. This happened just now, actually. I got a new order filled on Sui. I did not even notice. 3,000 in total. I'm happy with that. And I have one more order down here at 301. Did I do this? When did I do that? Why did I never get notified? This happened right now. Okay. Alright, calculator time, I guess. How much did I buy? Bro, I can't read. 925 Suis times the price 323,796 is that amount of money. I usually use 3x leverage. I dropped 1,000. That's pretty good, but it didn't really... It kind of dropped my average price. I remember this being 340 something. 342 probably. It's now 335. More is at stake with Sui. Okay, cool. I don't got to do much with Sui here. I have my next order available there. And us dropping down to 226 is not likely. So I think I'm good. Great. Oh my. I am just moving everything around unintentionally today. This uptrend, I'm going to go ahead and remove it. We are no longer in an uptrend for Cardano. We are heading down. And I think I'm going to change this order to average it out in between these two lines instead. This one was probably here due to a previous pivot level. Doesn't make sense anymore. So I'll cancel it. Oh boy, how much was that? 3,996 is what I think I saw. 7,506. Yeah, it's about $3,000. So I dropped 1,000 and I'll put that order at 75, whatever the average is. I just closed my... Oh, great. Didn't mean to open my notepad. Where is my calculator? Let me read this. So the levels are 0.7664 plus 0.7556. Is this divided by 2 is that. So that is your entry for Cardano. And I said I dropped 1,000 in here, so we'll do that. There we go. Changed up a little with the entries, boosted it up a little higher. I prefer that instead. It would not guarantee, but make it more likely that my order gets filled. I'm going to have another cookie because I deserve it. Give me a sec. Okay. That's what we got for Cardano. Our first order was all the way up here. How much did I put in total? Probably 500. Oh, it was 750. One was 250, one was 500. Yeah. That's why. Moving on. Litecoin. I still have my order here and we're on our way down right now. What do you think? Do I average it out down here? Litecoin is showing a bit of weakness. I will admit it. How much is this? If it's like 1,000, I'll divide this into 500 and 500 instead. I think that would be the wiser move, in my opinion. Unless, I mean, depends on how much I already have in Litecoin. I have 500. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, I'm cool with dropping 3 500s. So if I'm buying 14.59 at the price of 105.91, that is 500. Okay. Then I will leave that there, and I'll put another 500. Do I even do this? It's gonna be annoying, but yeah, fine, I'll do it. It's fine. Because technically this level is not supposed to... Not that it's not supposed to work anymore, but it's just, like, not relevant for this upcoming week. This previous level that I had drawn out was due to a previous pivot level. You can... Why am I struggling to explain this? I can show historical pivots. Good. So you see these two pivot level... Well, the pivot level and the support and this Fibonacci, I averaged that out to determine this possible price entry, which... Wrong idea. I guess I could have just used the support 2 as an entry, and that would have been filled. So, assuming that that order would have gotten filled, I will leave this order where it is, because we're likely to hit it, and I will put my next order right below it here. The only reason why I'm doubting this is because it's, like, really close. So, kind of makes me not want to not do it, but then I look at the next entry and we're looking at sub 100, and by then I'm probably willing to drop more. So I think I'm cool with dropping one more over here. I'll do it. Plus, if I dropped 500 here, I'd typically drop 1,000, and the fact that I'm dropping 500 again makes me want to, yeah, I'll do another 500 on top of it, make it 1,000. If this doesn't even get filled, because I doubt it would. I know, crazy, right? But we'll see. Averaging out 105.13 plus 103.30. It's about 104 something. 221. Okay. Nice try. 104.21? No, it's 104.22 because the 21.5, you round the numbers up. That's probably why sometimes I miss those orders getting filled by like a millicent or whatever. Great. Okay, so we got for Litecoin. Yeah, about the same. Looks good. Stellar keeps dropping on me. Look at that. Is it time to be concerned? Probably not. I'll leave it where it is. Yeah, we're running out of supports, huh? Alright. Alright, that's not what I did. Delete this. Yeah, because we don't have any more floors ever since, like, down here. Which... I mean, if we're going to be cruel enough to draw Fibonacci from the 22nd of July to our 52 recent high... Oh, look at that. That looks really good. But how much do I even drop anymore? To satisfy this? I'm already dropping, like, what? 4,000 in here. Why Stellar such a big position? I should not have been DCAing this much. I am starting to regret it a little, but... Hey, 25 as a liquidation price? I don't think that's likely going to get hit. What was our worst? We'll never know in a USDC chart. Never mind. Here it is. 20. And this happened, yeah, April 7. That's not likely to happen again. Come on. We're about to moon. So, I should be pressuring myself to buy. I will average out these two prices and put another order of... I'll drop another 1,000. 0.33281 plus 0.33268. Is that... There's your entry for Stellar. I met a girl named Stella. I like that name, but I call her Stellar because it was funny. Anyway. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. I'm happy with that. And then if we end up down here, I'll find a way to cope about it, but we'll leave it at that for now. Pepe, what are you doing? How are we doing with Pepe here? I could draw a Fibonacci from there, I'm seeing. Otherwise, from here, this is way too far back. I don't think I'll touch that. This is June? Yes. I think I'll do this one. Fibonacci sequence. They're not sequence, this is a retracement if we're talking about charts. Lock that in place. We are breaking out of that support, headed toward the bottom. So you got pivot level support 1 if you trust it. I don't, because what am I pairing it up with? Maybe, I don't know. What would I pair it up with? Like a long-term moving average or a monthly pivot? Monthly pivot, I guess, is what I could use, but I'd probably be more willing to look at the support itself at 0.83. I think I will. If Pepe does crash significantly, because at the end of the day, it is a meme coin, so expect the worst. 0.083.002 plus 0.0082827 is that divided by 2 is this. It's your entry. And how much did I put? Pepe 500. We're putting 1,000 because we are rich. I'm going a little don't do that ever again. I'm going a little crazy with my entries. And some of them may seem a little unrealistic, but you never know with the crypto market. And I think I'm FOMOing in at this point because I've got this disgusting feeling we're about to go higher. And I'll explain why later on the stream, so don't worry. I think I'm all clear with Aave. I do have my next order right over here. Maybe I'll adjust it up there. It seems a little close. And I've got 3 levels to average out. I think I'll adjust it. How much was this about to be dropped? 10, 19, 115. Times 294.02. It's 3,000. So I'm dropping 1,000 here. I just closed it on my calculator again. Try this here. 298.83. 296.02. 294.38. Is that divided by 3? Here's your entry. Sub 300. 1,000 is what I said. Will I do 1,000 on Aave? How soon do I think we're about a moon? Not that soon with Aave, I don't know. I'll keep it safe. I'll drop 500. And I'll drop 1,000 on the next one below. What, next one? Talking about this line right over here. So that is 275.15 plus 272.10 is this divided by 2. That's your next entry. And there I will drop 1,000. How much do I have in Aave? 250. Oh, that's not bad. Why was it dropping 1,000 immediately after? How psycho of me. It's okay. We'll drop 1,000 down there. Is this right? 273. Yes. Okay. And then would I do this too? Yeah, probably. What is this? April 7th? That's never going to happen. This is 22nd June. Yeah, I'd probably be more concerned with the drop as significant as 22nd of June. So, I will indeed average out these two and put another order. 245, 240, 12. That is your next entry. Last entry that I do on Aave. And I'll do another 1,000. To do the martingale. Whatever. Alright. Good. Aave is complete. Putting a lot in Aave, but we'll see how that works out. I wouldn't even be concerned if any of these get liquidated. I'm mainly focused on Bitcoin, and that's where I've got most of the capital in. Aptos. It's hard to find floors on Aptos. I feel like we are on the floor. If you really care, though, like average out these two. 406 and 404, that's 405. One entry. Above the $4 mark, of course. And then down here, like what are we even doing here? I feel like we could drop. I think this is a good entry for Aptos. I don't have any other orders available. And my liquidation price is at a level that we've never seen Aptos at, so I'm pretty confident with it, and I'd be glad to increase my exposition. Only 250. Oh, no, wait, that's Elias Ave. Aptos. Okay, 1,000, yeah. Yeah, I'll drop another 1,000. 4 0 6 7 6 4 0 4 4 1. All right. Here we go. Drop 1,000 in here as well. Okay. All right, cool, good stuff. Okay, I like that super trend dropping too. Oh, did you see Bitcoin super trend? Look at this. It's approaching my entry price, which I like to see. It keeps on dropping. Keep on dropping. I want to see that drop. The more it drops, the sooner we recover, the faster we become in an uptrend, and we moon from there. This is bottom. So yeah, I'm not concerned at all by this drop, and if it does continue dropping, let it. I want more exposition into these tokens, and then we moon. Hypothetically, not financial advice, do your own research, don't copy me. I don't know what I'm doing. Great. Alright, let's talk about the news. We got some news to cover. Not really, but some updates and what to expect for this week. Of course, important stuff. Nothing to be set aside in that sense. First of all, we'll talk about Trump's accomplishments so far, I guess. Huge echo chamber going on in Truth Social with nobody to oppose him. But here we go. Trump saying that DC is virtually, in just 14 days, a crime-free zone. The people living and working there are ecstatic. That's good. And I'm okay with that. Like, it's good that they are cracking down on the criminal activity there. It is indeed the capital, and he gave a good analogy saying that something. His father told him, hey, if you see somebody's house and it's like all dirty and stuff, don't go in there, or something like that. And he took that same analogy to, you know, the capital of the country, Washington, D.C. If a lot of political leaders and everybody is seeing how crime infested and, you know, terrible the city is, nobody's going to want to go there. And so he turned that image around by cracking down on the criminal activity. So he's just flexing that 14 days crime-free. Good stuff. Important. And he's planning to do that maybe with other cities. I think he was looking at Chicago, Illinois next. And the governor there, pretty sure he's Democratic, clearly is not content with that. So they got into a bit of a fight online. Pretty funny, though. Trump is going to be signing an executive order that will ban universal mail-in voting and require voter ID for every ballot cast in the United States. In my opinion, something that should have already been done, but yeah. Democrats, of course, they're claiming that Democrats are using this to cheat in the elections, like no government ID required to vote. Come on. All right. So that's what we got going on there. Should help prevent future election frauds if there was any. Trump also says, enjoy your Labor Day weekend. We are currently on that. A big year ahead for the United States. Maybe the best ever if the tariffs are finally approved by the courts. If you're not aware, yes, the tariffs are deemed illegal by one of the courts. And Trump is now disputing that. We had a similar situation happen a couple months ago, close to Liberation Day, about tariffs being illegal, but I don't know why it came back suddenly. But I think they're going to win that case. Trump is going to win that case. And they're going to continue with the tariffs, which I think overall tariffs are good. Without tariffs, all of the trillions of dollars we've already taken in, our country would have been completely destroyed, and our military power would be instantly obliterated. He also says that in a 7-4 opinion, a radical left group of judges didn't care, but one Democrat, Obama appointed, actually voted to save our country. I would like to thank him for his courage. He loves and respects the United States, saying, of course, that tariffs are a good thing overall, and we should be supporting it. Trust in Trump is what the White House says. President Trump's protectionist trade policies have helped drive more than $8 trillion in new U.S. investment, creating hundreds of thousands of jobs. This is the golden age, and happy Labor Day is what the message is for it. Cool. In Canada news, Parliament will resume September 15th. That is when their, summer vacation ends. Mark Carney will be back there as well. Pierre has been voted back in, leader of the Conservative Party, so we're going to see him start roasting Mark Carney for his atrocities and how bad the Canadian economy currently is. Did you notice that we have record low labor? Did you notice that there's a lot of, I don't know if you guys maybe even saw this, a lot of foreign, truck drivers just getting into tons of accidents. There was also, it's not just in Canada, but also in the United States, there was the famous case of, this foreign worker making a U-turn on a highway in a big truck, the what do you call those, semi trucks, and well, a car just wasn't paying attention. I guess they crashed right into it, killed 3 people, 3 Americans. Huge media outrage. So I don't even know why I'm bringing this up, but yeah, it's kind of stuff that's been going on, and Pierre is going to slam the Liberals over this. We have this sort of analysis going on about a cool-off signal. Bitcoin sitting at 39% on the volatility-adjusted MVRV. So it's a neutral zone per the analyst Adler. Neither overheated nor capitulated. After new all-time highs 2 weeks ago, Bitcoin has cooled into consolidation. This is practically a good thing in my opinion. And why I think we will continue to move in, why we are dropping right here is just mainly, a lot of profit taking, a lot of movement, people moving their money around, I guess, in preparation for what is going to happen next, right? Bitcoin's pause here looks more like a pit stop than a breakdown. Volatility adjusted MVRV sits at equilibrium, pointing to healthy digestion after the run-up, with no signs of forced selling. Risk is quietly passing to patient hands. That is also an important thing to note. And I have more to discuss on that. ETF outflows and overbought CRSI. I don't know what that C is. Hint at near-term chop, but stable open interest and bullish MACD still shows there's no real panic, which I agree with. Just traders hunting conviction. Social feeds and news flow both red neutral. What? Reflecting a market in wait and see mode. Great. So this is normal. We're just accumulating and we'll be taking off very soon. That's what it seems like, at least to me. What I mean by whales moving money around, it's stuff like this. A Bitcoin OG whale sold 4,000 Bitcoins and used that money to buy Ethereum. In less than 2 weeks, this whale has sold over 32,000 Bitcoins and bought over 870,000 Ethereums worth $3.8 billion. He still holds about 50,000 Bitcoins, which will most likely be sold for Ethereum. We have seen massive spike downs in the market price for Bitcoin especially, and it's usually due to whale sell-off. I think this is the candlestick exactly where a whale just sells on the spot market. I don't know. It seems like people do OTC when it comes to the upside, and then they'll just dump on the spot market when it comes to the downside, right? We've seen it happen with Germany, that kind of stuff. Then you got someone like Michael Saylor just buying OTC, where it doesn't impact the price to the upside, right? This was due to Jerome Powell's speech. This was just all-time high hype. Yeah, you get the point. Is this entry still valid? 104,000. I don't know. Starting to be a little more skeptical about this entry here. It's a big one too. I think it's another 10 grand. I'm nervous. And it's probably one of the last entries I'd do before we see this next one over here, 98,000. Look at that. Support 3 is actually at 98,000. I didn't notice that for Bitcoin. Interesting. All right. Speaking of Michael Saylor, he says Bitcoin is still on sale. I can guarantee you my whole bank account that we will see Michael Saylor buy more Bitcoins tomorrow. And just for the record, I only have $2 in my bank account. Everything is in crypto. There's rumors as well. I don't even know if it's confirmed. I don't even know if it is a rumor. It just is breaking. Michael Saylor's strategy, so MicroStrategy, could be approved for the S&P 500 in just 5 days. That'll be really cool to incorporate MicroStrategy into the S&P 500. We do have some crypto exposition into the S&P 500, that coming from Coinbase and I think Robinhood. I could be wrong. But Coinbase for sure, because it was a huge deal when Coinbase joined the S&P 500. So, I don't know. It seems like boomers didn't really enjoy that too much, but I mean, it's going to get better for millennials, Gen Z, who the younger generations that are getting into it, investing, right? If we want the S&P to continue growing, you're going to have to get some crypto volatility in there, right? Ultimately, at the end of the day, what if everything just becomes crypto? What if every company just has a crypto reserve eventually? They're going to get a lot of exposition to it. And that is only if crypto does remain hot for a very long period of time, because these are companies, like I'm talking about the S&P 500 specifically, companies that have existed since like the 1900s, right? So in order for them to incorporate something new, it's not likely that they would be willing to do that. I'm talking about like adding Bitcoin to a strategic reserve, for example. It's mainly people who want to be entrepreneurial, innovative, try something new, risk it, right? No risk, no reward kind of deal. And that's why we're seeing Michael Saylor do this kind of stuff with Bitcoin. We're seeing Tom Lee do this kind of stuff with Ethereum, that kind of stuff. So we'll see where it takes us. People, of course, are going to be looking at these people as the pioneers, starting it all off. And if things go well, people will continue to follow. Crypto market cap will just continue to increase as institutional adoption increases, and it's going to be great, in my opinion. Here's just a map. I thought it was interesting. I don't know if we're going to have to kill time or not, but this is how much it costs to mine Bitcoin. One of the cheapest it shows is in Iran. You can spend $1,300 worth of electricity bills and then sell, to mine a Bitcoin. You can mine Bitcoin for $1,000. How much does a Bitcoin cost? 100,000? I mean, that's insane profit. Why isn't Iran doing this? I mean, we shouldn't be giving them ideas because Trump really wants to keep them broke, by sanctioning their oil or whatever. So, yeah. What I personally am more interested in is something like Argentina, 12,000 to mine Bitcoin. Pretty solid, right? We like Malay. African countries are cheap as well. Some Nigeria, Libya, 5K, Angola, 8K. Cuba's cheap as well, 3.97K. Is the cheapest indeed in Iran? Seems like it is. 1,000. What's less than that? Nothing. Syria is almost 4,000 to mine a Bitcoin. Oh, I guess I could look at this heat map. The most bluest countries. Russia's cheap as well. I remember seeing that. The Saudis are pretty cheap. 40,000, almost 30, 40,000. What is most expensive? Europe. That's crazy. Switzerland is $236,000 to mine a Bitcoin, which costs 100,000. Italy is worse, 300,000. I think Italy is the most expensive. That is insane. All right, cool. Well, yeah, just food for thought, This is general sentiment of the market. We're probably going to start our pump by Tuesday if you really care. Why Tuesday? Because Monday's a holiday. We're expecting no volatility. And Tuesday, things should start picking back up. We should start seeing that volume kick in again from the institutions. What are they going to do? Dump? Why? What's the reason for dumping? Have you checked the probabilities? I mean, we're going to get a rate cut soon. 87% chance. It's rising. It was 86 yesterday. This is good stuff. I see no reason why we should be crashing. One could argue, sure, the wars that could happen. Russia, Ukraine still kind of unresolved and going on. Israel just did some more precision airstrikes on Yemen, on the Houthis. So, I don't know. But I think that's like a long-term thing that's looming in the background that we're not really paying attention to right now. We should be caring about rate cuts that will be coming soon. One could argue, oh, that's supposed to be priced in at this point, which I think it was priced in over here when we got this God candle. We saw percentages at 90 something, right? 90% chance of getting a rate cut in September. The odds has kind of dropped to like 70, 80, 70, and we're still down here. I think we're far too punished. A lot of liquidations as well from the short positions that have been accumulating over here. Those are going to get liquidated really hard, really hard. One should never short Bitcoin, is what I tell the people. All right. This Libra Day, while US markets are closed, crypto traders will have their first opportunity to buy and sell the tokens tied to a project endorsed by President Donald Trump and his family. That, of course, is World Liberty Financial. So that is one thing that we're probably going to notice and see tomorrow. And I'm obviously going to dedicate this tomorrow's stream, if I do stream, entirely on World Liberty Financial and its unlocks, right? Modern finance never sleeps. Get ready for World Liberty Financial. Of course, that's referring to crypto markets being 24/7, that kind of deal. But I mean, even if they are 24/7, you'll notice when like the institutions aren't having any activity in the markets. Just look at what's happened in the past 2 days. You call this volatility? Like, I think this is a dead coin, it looks like, right? No, but for real, it's still good 24/7 stuff, but really, like, you should be paying attention to volatile periods. Speaking of World Liberty Financial, you want to check out the chart. We're still rising. But be cautious with this because, oh my, what is going on? I'd still be cautious because we could still experience a drop, but, and I put a big but over here, that drop might be very contained and not be as significant as I thought because these guys are smart. They thought ahead, and I'll give them kudos for that. So the Trump-backed World Liberty Financial governance token, World Liberty Financial, it will begin trading for public, great grammar, on September 1st, which is tomorrow. The early investors have their sell limits capped at 20% holdings. So the people who got into this early, okay, they will be receiving their tokens tomorrow, right? The lockbox unlocks, and they will sell their stuff because they're taking the profits from holding since pre-launch, right? And that sell-off, of course, causes more tokens to be in the market, which, you know, more supply, less demand. Not necessarily less demand, but just the more supply factor. It's just going to cause the price to drop. There's more tokens in circulation. And that, in my brain, I was like, okay, likely people are going to dump, if not 100%, maybe like 80% of their tokens. But they're actually limiting it to, you can only sell 20% of your holdings. Which, that is an interesting turnaround. It limits the losses of the volatility that we could experience toward the downside on the first day as soon as it launches. Which, I was hoping to take advantage of a huge dip, because I feel like I would trust the project and I would absolutely like put some good bucks in here, but it was just that factor. September 1st, we're gonna get a big sell-off. That's what makes me not want to invest in it. At least not for, you know, this time being today, tomorrow, that kind of deal. I was expecting to maybe go into it tomorrow and expecting a big crash so that I could take advantage of. I don't think that's going to be very likely anymore. That being said, we have now flipped to an uptrend for it, keeping in mind, of course, that this is just such a fresh new chart, so you got to be careful with what you're seeing with the indicators. They probably aren't that accurate yet until we grab a good footing as to what the volatility is going to be like on this coin. Because right now we're seeing like huge pumps or dumps per day. Like the first day is this, what is this, 30% drop? Even higher, 50% drop in total, right? Immediately losing half of its value from its practically all-time high at 43 cents. We kind of recovered from there, but look at the recovery too. It's pretty big. 63% recovery, highest point 97% recovery, almost 100% return. You could have doubled your money in here if you bought the bottom. But I was being really cautious with it. I was live at this exact moment, seeing this drop over here. I was like, we don't have a floor. Like, just imagine this. You don't have any data and you're just seeing all these red candles. Like, where's the floor? How do you know? So I came to the conclusion like, okay, well, September 1st, we'll figure out where that floor is, and, you know, maybe we could find some entries after that. I don't know about it anymore, but if I want to get ahead of myself, I don't know. I still wouldn't enter today. I'd put a trigger order maybe down over here. We're seeing a support level. We're seeing super trend bullish level right over here. I could use that as a possible entry. You could even like average out a third entry with, not a third entry, but like a third level by looking at the all-time low. Averaging out these three prices you see here. 19.99, 20.84, 21.84. Average that out. You could probably find a good entry there, but I'm still going to play it safe and I'm not going to touch it. I'll leave it there. And they are indeed preparing for it. There's a lot of money, 17 billion tokens being moved from the main World Liberty Financial wallet, transferring them to new addresses, stuff like that. So, yeah, it's it should cost something, right? Some kind of a drop. We're getting 17 billion tokens in circulation. Please. Anyway. Some Solana updates from the official Solana page. If you're interested in Solana, here's what has been going on and what will be going on. They're already claiming it's Solana season. I mean, Solana's been holding strong around the 200 plus mark, so I would partially agree. Perpetuals volume hit a new monthly record with 43.9 billion traded in August, while total value locked continues quietly grinding toward all-time highs. Here's your quick roundup covering what shipped on Solana last week. The US Commerce Department started distributing GDP data on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana with data feeds powered by Pyth Network. That's why we saw a huge, what was it, a 70, or I think overall it was a 100% pump on Pyth. Really good stuff. Rising from market cap 90 something to 60 something is really good. Chainlink also benefited, but Chainlink belongs to like Ethereum, right? Pyth is using Solana. Solana's ecosystem total value locked and stablecoins issued reached an all-time high of $34 billion, which is up 200% year over year. So that's also good. Lombard's Finance's yield-bearing Bitcoin, LBTC, arrived on Solana, which brings the $1.5 billion asset to Solana DeFi. Okay, good. Solana Policy Institute donated 500,000 to the legal defense of R-Storm SF, Roman Storm, and Alexei Pertsev, who are the developers of Tornado Cash. There's something going on with Tornado Cash I've heard of. Jupiter Exchange launched... Okay, I can't talk today. Jupiter launched a lend in collaboration with 0x Fluid. Who's this guy? Or it's a DeFi protocol. Alright, my bad. They reached over $750 million in deposits in just days from its launch. Alpenglow. Okay, I really don't know half of these, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like, I heard of Jupiter, of course. I heard of Tornado Cash. I never heard of LBTC. Total value locked stablecoins. Sure, we get that. GDP data with Pyth Network. Yes, we know about that very much. Debit card powered by Solana from Dex. D-E-K-S. Interesting. Chris Chang rolled out Sandwich Detector V2 for Sandwiched.me, a major step forward in catching malicious actors who profit from extractive sandwich attacks. What is this? What is Sandwich? What? Solana Mobile announced that Secret Season officially kicks off on September 8th. Interesting. You can now trade Drift Protocol perps from Telegram with Sol Cypherbot. Seems like good stuff overall. Lincoln Biddle and team rolled out Trade and Rhythm, new trading terminal built in Solana. Nasdaq listed Met Alpha Pro deployed Bitcoin liquidity on Solana through Zeus Network. Oh my gosh, there's so much. Wish I could just get AI to summarize all this for me. Nigeria partnership. Solana Foundation introduced Solana Bench. Reproducible standardized way to measure how well different popular large language models like Claude Sonnet and GPT-5 can build and execute Solana transactions. Interesting. AI involvement. Funding is available to expand this research. Don't know what this is. BBO. Star Atlas. I heard of Star Atlas. This is a game, right? Yeah, a crypto game. I remember this. Like, you could explore space and everything. And it has something to do with Bitcoin. Or, not Bitcoin, but crypto. It's pretty funny. They're using Solana devs. Okay. Solana's a validator. What is this? Anza. 1.1 million transactions per second in a single node synthetic test. What? Okay. Okay. That's interesting. But it's on paper. It's not confirmed as a testnet. SIMD 180 went live on mainnet. Okay. I'm making this a validator leaders. Okay. This is just a lot of crypto jargon. I think you guys are probably not really going to understand. And if you do, props to you. I don't. This just goes to show how much more research one has to do. Yeah. All right, cool. Overall, it seems like there's a lot of stuff going on in Solana. Or maybe this is a trick to make us think that there is stuff going on. No, there really is, trust me. It's going to be good. Solana now leads Ethereum in staking for the first time. That's good. More coins locked, higher rewards, and momentum is on its side. This is part of what I was mentioning, right? We see Bitcoin make its all-time highs, then we're going to see Ethereum make its all-time highs, and then we start seeing the rest of the altcoins follow that. Of course, next up is likely going to be Solana that will start making its big moves. I know I'm excluding XRP, but I mean, XRP is irrelevant to alt season. No, I'm kidding. Of course, we love Ripple. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse joined a Fed roundtable with Cardano's Charles Hoskinson. So Mr. Cardano confirmed that XRP support is coming to Cardano's Lace wallet by end of 2025. Cool, they got plans for a possible collaboration for Lace wallet, whatever Lace wallet is. I don't know what Lace wallet is if I'm being honest, but something to look into, I guess. Good stuff overall. I have not looked at Sonic, I think. That's like the last coin I looked at, right? We were expecting the... How's the voting thing going with Sonic? Do we have any updates on it? Because that's also supposed to end by tomorrow. Alright, hold my mic. Oh, did you guys see that too, by the way? The Milady thing? It seems like it's some meme coin. The only thing I know about Milady is the Vitalik Buterin tweet saying, "Make communism great again, Milady." And then he has that profile picture, the Milady profile picture. I don't know why it's getting involved with Christianity now. Like, I'm seeing Jesus posts with the Milady thing. It's weird. It's funny, though. Like, is it a meme coin or something? I don't even know. Sonic passed its first governance vote on institutional adoption with 99%. This is not real. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to expect these results by tomorrow. Newly issued tokens will be used for... Okay, I think it's real. I think it's already... Yeah, so it seems like everybody was in favor, I guess. There's like that one guy that's against. No, it's not one guy. It's 512 votes against. Not 512. 51,200 votes against. Nobody abstained. Interesting. Okay, cool. So I guess we're getting it, guys. Sonic ETFs, NASDAQ treasuries, and Sonic USA entity. 150 million Sonics will be minted to raise money to expand in the United States. That's pretty good. This is unprecedented news, by the way. I just decided to randomly look this up, and it already passed. I thought we were getting this tomorrow, but I don't know. Maybe it was September 1st in Singapore time or something. Okay, so here's the big updates. 860 million Sonic voters voted in favor of issuing new tokens to bootstrap Sonic USA, seed a $50 million ETF allocation, and build a $100 million NASDAQ pipe vehicle. This is for treasuries. New gas fee rules. I'm interested in this. It will also increase burning to combat the big inflation that we're about to hit, making Sonic more deflationary over time. That is, of course, with enough uses, like with enough transactions, volume, right? Popularity. And at the same time, this is also new. One of the first networks hosting official US economic data on train through Python network. Surprise news that we got earlier this week. GDP inflation and domestic sales data are now live from the Bureau of Economic Analysis. Verifiable inside Sonic smart contracts. More use cases for Sonic. I love it. It's looking really good. It's starting to run with Wall Street. In short, transaction fees keep rewarding builders and burning supply. Good. Institutional vehicles create new buyers of Sonic. Good. And on-chain macro data fuels DeFi products tied to the real economy. Really good. Well, there you go. Surprise good news for Sonic, and we are not indeed pumping on the news. So, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. Where's the next trigger order? That is like the hardest question you could ask me right now. It dropped to 26. 22nd of June. I've got a lot of Fibonacci's drawn like this. This is gonna be tough. How will this work out? I'm gonna see what does CoinMarketCap's AI say about Sonic right now, because I do want to know what. My gosh, we're number 83 with Sonic, guys. This is such an undervalued coin. 400,000 transactions per second, by the way. What was I looking for? Okay, so it's a risk bearish impact because we're gonna be adding a lot of tokens. I guess that's why we're practically dropping. It's not even a big of a drop yet. Okay. Airdrop overhang. We're getting airdrops too. Season 2 airdrops becoming claimable on August 25. That already happened then. Oh, it also got delayed from before. I remember that. 30 cents as a psychological level. A close below could trigger stops to where the 2025 low of 24.9. Really? That low? That's really low. This is June 22nd low. 24.9. I've got to not stop loss, liquidation at 20 from current prices. If I start DCAing from here downward, I think I could save myself some face here. 500 is what I've invested so far. I think I'm going to do another 500, then 1,000 a little lower. I'm starting to run out of money. And this is USDT. Okay, all right. No hyperliquid then. I mean, I could always convert USDC to USDT. It's not a big deal. I still have some stuff from Standard Futures that is in USDT. I still have petroleum open, crude oil that I was investing in. It was kind of rising, but now I won't know how much I'll have. Yeah, it's kind of rising over here. I think I had a take profit at like 65 something. Bought around over here. So that is currently in profit. Not as much as I would like though, and I'm not even going to get that big of a return on it. What do I do? I don't know. I'm going to have to find some other support levels to combine it with, but maybe off stream. It's going to take some time for me to help, to determine where I could enter. So yeah, anyways, that's where I'll end it off for here. That's crazy. I filled up an hour somehow. To be fair, I was eating cookies for half the stream. But yeah, anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Tomorrow, Labor Day. Markets are not open, but crypto always open, but low volatility. So we'll watch. We'll see what happens. World Liberty Financial, all eyes on that tomorrow. The token unlocks, etc. So we'll see that. Tuesday, hopefully, when markets open again, everything is back to normal. And, we start coming to the realization like, hey, what's the bad news, really? Nothing? Okay. Crypto's on sale. Let's buy. So markets pump. Maybe. And then Friday, jobs data, non-farm payrolls, and unemployment, which will help also, with this. It'll make or break this, not necessarily, but the percentage thing, it'll make it go up or make it go down, that kind of deal. But nonetheless, I think we're all expecting a rate cut for the next meeting. We know Fed Waller is indeed going to help cut. Lisa Cook should be gone. I don't know if there's any updates on Lisa Cook's case. Her counter case, I guess. She essentially got fired by Trump, but she's like, hey, you're not allowed to fire me. Whatever. Get her out for mortgage fraud, if that is what she did. Yeah, so we'll see what this week brings us. All of this is just a preparation, so yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next stream. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your evening.